Hi, this is Eric Down from OmniFit, and I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Is bridge, the card game, bad for your body? Not bridge, the one you drive over or walk over, but the card game. Is it bad for your body? So we're going to investigate. And before that, let's get into it. So you may be asking, how could bridge, a card game, be bad for your body? Well, let me give you a little insight in terms of why I say that. Well, first of all, bridge, I have nothing against the game at all. Let me get that out there first. I have plenty of clients as an older adult specialist, as someone who works with older adults. I have plenty of people that I know personally that play bridge. Not just one or two people, but a lot of people that I know that play bridge, love bridge, and have been playing it for years. So why would I say it's bad for your body? Well, before I even get to why I think it may be bad for your body, is number one, why do I think it's great? I think it's great, number one, because it gets you to use this. And one of the things I think with a lot of us as we get older that we don't use as much is this. And I think it's great because anything that's mental or anything that gets to use your brain and keeps you engaged here is good for you. So let's get that out the way to begin. So why do I think it may be bad for your body? Well, number one, and one of the main reasons is the inordinate amount of time that you sit. That's it. That's what it comes down to. That's pretty much the only point when it comes to why I think it's bad for your body is I think that a lot of people sit for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And the people that I speak to when I talk to them, I don't personally play bridge, but the people that I know, and I know a lot of them, they tell me the amount of time they sit, and then even more importantly, they tell me how their body feels after they sit for 2 and 3 and whatever hours. That's it. And as we know, let me show you this picture right here. If you sit for a lot of times, it's really bad for your posture. It's really bad for your body physically. So it really comes down to sitting. And I'm sure everyone has heard of this phrase, sitting is the new smoking. So if we know that sitting is terrible for you, whether it be bridge or the computer or the TV, it really doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're forced to sit for hours, I don't think it's a good thing for you. Does that mean you have to stop playing bridge? No. But let me give you 3 ways, if you are playing bridge, what you should be doing to make a difference so you're not going to be sitting for 2, 3, 4 hours consecutively. Okay, so my first tip is pretty simple. I'm going to create a little scenario for you. One thing I know about bridge is that even though you're playing for 2 or 3 hours, there is breaks, or you finish a game or you finish a hand. And what happens during that time? That's my question to you. What do you do during the time where you finish your hand or the game is over? If you still sit there while you're taking a break, that's probably the problem right there. So my number one tip number one is stand up. So if your game lasts 10 minutes, 15 minutes in between games, stand up. Stand up for 20, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Even better, if you can walk around a little bit, that's my tip number one, stand up. It gets the circulation moving in your body. It's really great for you just to stand up, and it makes a huge difference. Stand up, even if it's for 20 seconds. Tip number one, stand. Tip number 2 is work against the position that your body is in for numerous hours. So if you're in a sitting position, the thing I would recommend is you work against or the complete opposite of the position you're in. So these are the stretches I want you to do. I want you to stretch the front of your hips as you see me doing right here. So let's start with the hip flexors. As you'll see right here, I'm sitting sideways on the chair. What I want you to do is take your outside leg and put it as far back as you possibly can. What you should feel is a stretch in the front of your hip and thigh. Also, what's very important is bring your upper body as tall as you possibly can so you feel the stretch more. Also, I want you to do this stretch right here. Put your hands behind your head, elbows back, and extend your chest out, elbows back. So right there, you should feel that you're in a position that's working against being hunched over, and if you're doing bridge, you're reached forward. So the more you can do the opposite, extending the elbows back, chest out, stretching your chest, it actually does the opposite of what the position that you're in for extended periods of times. Try those 2 stretches. Number 3, and this may seem real simple like number 1 was, sit tall in your chair. If you notice how you sit for extended periods of time, most people slouch in a chair. Focus on making sure you have that curve in your low back as you're sitting in your chair. The more you sit upright in your chair, the less effects it has on your posture. So we know that sitting for long periods of time is not good for your posture. Sit tall, sit upright in your chair, and that'll make a huge difference in how your body feels after you've played bridge for an extended period of time. So that's it, folks. Is bridge bad for you in general? No, it's not. But the activity or the idea of sitting for 2, 3 or more hours is bad for you. So if you do want to play bridge, if you love bridge, and I would encourage you folks, if you love bridge and it's really good for your brain, which I think it is, I think you should still play. But add those little pieces in that I just mentioned. So on that note, this is Eric Dow from OmniFit. If you would like more info from me or OmniFit, put in the comments below of what info you'd love to see, and reach out. Love to hear from you. On that note, take care.